The second one was on my honeymoon in Jamaica, and I was on a cliff and a big pagoda with all these shutters. Close it off, and I'm getting a massage. I'm like, okay, this is weird, but okay. And she has me flip over, towel over the thing, and all of a sudden the wind just opens up, blows off my towel. I'm like, no, that's it, no more. It's like the universe coming down and going, smack, I told you the first time. So ever since then, I've been kind of like, and years before that, I tried chiropractic because I had not back issues, but, a sore. I got talked into it, didn't really like it, didn't take. So over the years, as you get older, you get strong and then you get fat, and then you get strong and you get fat. And I'm getting to the strong part and telling myself I should go see a chiropractor just to see if it works. After the accident, my neck was stiff, my back was stiff, and like, fine, call up my buddies, like, hey, I go, hey, got that chiropractor? And he sent me the information, lined it up, went there, and he started lining me up and goes, okay, I'm going to do your neck. And he goes, the first thing he ever corrected on me, he goes, crack. And the funny thing was, it hurt so good. It's like I almost needed it for like 5 years, like 5-6 years. And now I can look. It's still sore. It'll probably freeze up again, so I'm going to see him a couple times. But yeah, and then he adjusted my back, and I have had a pain in my back for a while, and that's been fine too.
Oh, that's cool. I've never been to a chiropractor, and I don't feel like I need to go. It's probably because I'm so used to however I feel. I'm thinking if I went, all of a sudden I'll have a similar experience and I'll feel differently, and then now I got something else I got to do every week.
Well, so I told my buddy, it's like, after all these years of you telling me to go see a chiropractor, I'm like, I don't need a chiropractor. I'm not like 100% sold on it, but I tell you, that one crack was worth it. I don't even know how much it cost me to show up. I just gave him my credit card. It was done, blah, blah. I didn't care. Yeah. Because it felt so good. It was so nice that I just like, and now I still have pain, right? Because it's tender, but I don't know. I would say try it. Be willing to give it a try and see if it works.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Yeah. So what's up with you? How's life in the fast lane?
Life in the fast lane. It's good, man. I love this time of year. My family is out of town. Wife and kids are doing the Christmas thing with the grandparents, and I'm going to meet up with them at the end of this coming week, which is good. It allows me the time to focus on new stuff.
Get your ass in the gym.
All that stuff. Get some really good workouts in this week without having to worry about. But I think I told you, we have 10 chickens. Sorry. There's just an amazing amount of chicken waste is produced by 10 chickens. It is unbelievable how much these things poop. So right out there, if you want to get chickens, it's awesome to have fresh chicken eggs, and it is an amazing amount of chicken poop that you have to scoop on a weekly basis. Anyways.
Yep. So we had chickens. We had 6, and then one of them died right away. And then a few years ago, another one died. But what I learned is you can layer and layer and layer in that coop in the walking area. And then that starts to compost, and I'll invite the worms and all the bacteria, the anaerobic and all that. So every 3 months, you just spin it around, and the chickens will go and compost it for you.
In the coop.
You have to clean that bedding out for them. Yeah. They're disgusting birds. And you just pile everything into a big pile, take everything that's into a big pile and let it compost. And then you turn it up every 3 months, and then they come in and do their work, and they do an amazing job at composting that stuff for you, because what they're after are worms. I also had very little food waste, because whatever I gave to the dogs, I would give to the chickens, and they would eat the heck out of it.
Yeah, I've learned that too, man. Yeah, so I did want to bring up, I got a lot of questions on this. Michael Dell and his foundation, they made that big donation, like I forget how many $billion they're putting up to help fund the Trump accounts for children.
No, Dell Computers.
That guy, him and his wife, they made a huge contribution to help fund those accounts. So the whole Trump account is, if you have a baby born in 2025 or afterwards, they will front load that account with $1,000. There is a site you can go to. You can sign up for the updates. I think in July of 2026 is when the site goes live, and they'll start funding the accounts. The Dell family, they wanted to support this, and so they put together like another. He has a foundation that they do all kinds of good stuff. And they're making like a $6 billion additional donation to this to make funds available so that they can fund $250 to any child in the United States under the age of 12. And you have to also be in certain zip codes where the median income is under, I want to say it's $150,000. So it's not everybody, but if your child's already been born, they don't qualify for this whole 2025 and beyond thing. They can at least get the $250. And then if your child is born in 2025 or beyond, you get the $1,000 plus. So that's $1,250 right away out the gate that your child could potentially get funded into. Basically, it's a professionally managed investment account, if you will, for your child.
So is that something that you can do? Because
no, it's completely a government ran site and everything. It's really awesome. I would probably imagine in the middle of the road, or maybe even a little bit conservative, but it's not money that you have to put in. It's going to be made available and front loaded to something that's going to be in the market that I think is locked up to the age of 18. And then you can then access it, start a little business or let it keep rolling. Maybe it's a down payment on a house or something.
So it's going to be interest bearing. Is it going to be like something that's invested like a 401k, or does it give?
Yeah, that's a good question. So it's not exactly clear, like I said, what the investment options are going to be. Yep.
Can you share on your side?
I should be able to.
Yeah, because I've been actually wanting to talk to you about.
You know what? I need to drop these blinds. Sun all of a sudden.
Yeah, natural light's good.
It's like right in my eyes.
So are you home or are you at work?
I'm home. Banker's hours.
I've been pestering my children about contacting you and starting. Because my girls are 19, my son's 23. He might be going into the Air Force, but no matter what, this is the time that they need to start taking at least $100 a month, if not $500 a month, and just stacking it away. Letting you do your magic. Love to have you. I'll do an intro with you too. I don't know what the thing is. Is there like a minimum amount before you want to talk to them? Or do you want to just have that conversation with them?
It's all about the staff. If somebody young, man, it's just about establishing the hat. Get out of the gate the right way, Let me share this.
That happens in the morning around July and August for me. And it's like appearing right there, right when I'm doing my video.
This is the first time I've used this room at this time of the day. Let's see. Counts there. Are you seeing this site?
Show on stream.
There we go. Yeah, so this is TrumpAccounts.gov. So it is a government account. I'd encourage anybody who has a child or is pregnant or is planning on children or is adopting here soon. Either way, you could sign up for the updates for when everything goes live here. It has this December 17th date on here. Not sure what that'll mean. But either way, if you have a child born in 2025 and beyond, they're going to get this $1,000 gift funded into this account. Get it down. Here talks about Michael and Susan Dell's contract, $6.25 billion.
That's a lot of dough.
It's a lot of dough. So here we go. Trump accounts are a new investment account. So it's an investment account for children under 18. Families can open accounts in early 2026 and contribute starting July 4th, 2026. Eligible children born from 2025 to 2028 may receive a $1,000 pilot deposit from the U.S. Treasury. And all children may receive deposits from employers or major philanthropic contributors. And anybody can contribute to it to make it grow more. And it's not required to be spent on any one thing. I think the only requirement is that it can't be touched till they're age 18. So it's meant for later. Not all the details are out yet, like how it's going to be invested, what the options are going to be. None of that's there yet. So they're kind of building that out right now. So anyways, I guess the takeaway is if you have a child who's
it's nice that they're doing that. $250 is not a lot starting out, but it could, if you add to it every month.
becomes something huge.
Even if you like $100 every month, does it compound annually or monthly?
Well, it depends on what's invested in, right? If it's a market-driven mutual fund type or ETF type thing.
If you, with that initial deposit, and then you put in $100 a month.
Yeah. But, you know, the market's average 8-9%, something like that a year. It's up, it's down, it's average that. So you do that math forward and it can really grow. So the 250 by itself, adding a few bucks a month or something a year when the tax return comes in and there's some extra money in the house, it can really start to add up to $25.
The nerd wallet thing, I'll share it with you real quick. If you put in $100 a month after that $1,000 comp, can you see that?
Yeah.
$1,000, 25 years of growth, 8% interest every month.
Yeah.
It's worth $100,000.
That's nothing to sneeze at, right?
No, because when you think about it, it's 1,200 times 25. You're putting in $30,000. So that's not so bad. And if we do it with you, you get an average of 25% annual. You'd be worth.
How dare you, sir?
I know. Who would go to jail for saying that?
That's right. Whether you love them or hate them, not a bad idea to encourage folks to put some money away for their kids.
I always look back and think, it's like, I should have taken a civil job. I should have done this. I was just talking about it the other day because the amount of money I have is equitable. It's not like I can go and buy a 400-foot yacht, right? Not yet. And if I coulda, woulda, shoulda, we did what we could with what we had and lived under our means. So we're semi-comfortable now, but now we'll see it compound even more. I wish I started earlier.
Yeah, same. Although I would say I had that's not the right word. There just wasn't much education around saving money in my family. We were just a working class family, month to month, maybe a little bit better than that. We weren't like living foot to mouth, but you know, working class family is what I'll say. So there wasn't a whole lot of talk about saving money or like what to do with money.
Or money at all.
It was most like a negative energy around money.
Money is like the root of all evil.
Yeah, maybe so much that obvious, but like there was always like this tension around money. There was definitely this feeling like there wasn't enough of it. It was scarce. And there was never any talk about how to make more of it or like how do you multiply or stuff like that. There was never talks about that. I do remember I was like 2021. Long story made short is I met somebody who just like got me to like, man, just start saving $50 a month into a mutual fund. And it just became a habit where so I would just pay myself first and started that young. Thank goodness for that. Otherwise, I would probably have never put any money together because it always just would have been spending it. It's got me to start saving.
I bought a private money loan part of it, put like 100,000 into it, and I'm getting 15% annual on it. So it works out to be like $1,200 a month or change, but that just goes back into the pot because I'm not looking at that for income. I'm looking at that for equity build. And then as soon as this house sells, then I'll take that cash and put it into something that compounds over time. It'll be like 25% all in because what they do is they give you like a 10 or 12% return cash on cash, but that equity stays in there. And then afterwards they sell off the asset. And then what I'm looking at is buying land, entitling it. And then once they sell the land off to a developer like a KW or whatever, then that money comes back to everybody. And I get a big dish out on that too. So it'll be like anywhere from 20 to 30%. So I'm thinking 25, maybe 23 total.
Nice. Right on.
But you can't put all your money on that because there's a lot of risk. The market could crash. We're looking at the market kind of slow down right now. And everybody, you know, there's always the crash bros. I see them all the time. They're like, oh, the market's, well, we haven't had a dip since this in the 2008 and unemployment's up. Yeah, absolutely. But the stock market's still doing right. It could be artificially inflated, just like 2008, just like the dot-com buzz, just like everything else. I just watched something on China, how Chinese companies got registered on the New York Stock Exchange. This happened in 2011.
I don't know why it does that.
It was this whole thing about how it was just artificially inflated. There were companies that were just selling hot air, even though it was like dirt or what have you. And a lot of people, including people that were like teachers, they lost their ass because the retirement companies invested in these things and like, trust me. And it was a huge bomb. I want to say it was 2011 to 2015 that it happened.
What, in the Chinese equity market or marketplace? Stock market? Oh.
Some kind of rule happened and fund managers would bring Chinese companies over and sell them into, hey, we can make you millions and millions of dollars. And these companies were making hundreds of millions of dollars doing this. And it was the second largest loss of money since the Madoff incidents.
Wow. It sounds fairly familiar.
It's on Tubi.
Okay.
Text.
I was going to ask you, I wanted to go back to the investment that you were just talking about. Just want to make sure I had the details right. So you invested $100,000, right, into, is it essentially like a hard money loan?
It's a hard money loan. They call it private money now because hard money is a bad word.
So it's a private money situation, right? So you had to be an accredited investor, is my guess.
Correct.
It filters you that way. For how long what's the term?
3 months guaranteed, up to 15 months. There's as long as it takes until he refinances. It's a short-term loan. It's collateralized against that property, right?
Yeah.
So if for some reason they default, my broker will go after them and foreclose on it.
Foreclose on it. So the risk is, right, you get something less than 100K back, whatever that number is going to be, in the worst case scenario.
You get something. If not, you can write. It's a risk. Just like buying Chinese stock in the U.S., the New York Stock Exchange, you can write that off. It's not like I have millions of dollars that I could just throw around, right? I'm just picking and choosing. And that one just looked at me and said, yep, that's it, 15%. Because most of them come in at like 9 to 13, 9 to 12%.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, no. And that one came in. I'm like, sold, done. Sent them the money. It was done.
Yeah. I do the time frame too. It's 3 months, 15 months.
Versus the syndications, you're pretty much stuck anywhere from 3 to 5 years. And you have to believe and trust that and granted, they have to give you money. And they give you money quarterly. And if they start drying up, there's going to be an issue with that.
Yeah.
So it could be a Ponzi scheme. There's one company out of Florida. Now they're in New York. And when I looked at their address, it was like a rehab company for the address. So it was really weird.
More risk, more reward, for sure. That's really the point, or the main thing to think about it is, as awesome as these opportunities are, you can't put it all there. That's just too much risk. If you got a certain amount, 10%, 20% of it, maybe even that might be a little high for some folks. Assets to go into this, these are great opportunities out there. Let's just figure out the one that's right for you.
Scott Hill, he's been on our show a couple times. He's the guy that turned me on to this company, and he does it. And I know that the market could turn tomorrow, and all of a sudden the stock market goes down and everything else goes down, and we're in the worst economic crash in the world. I understand that, but it will be backed up by that real estate, and we will own that real estate some way, somehow. And if that happens, like you said, I don't put all my ducks in that one bucket. I'm buying property. You have a huge chunk of my money, and you're investing it wisely. And like, I want to talk about stop loss. Like, if any of those things get to 5% low, then with the highest point, then I want to get rid of it. But I don't know if that's something you can trigger up. And then I have a whole $1,000 into buying the US 30 scalping, just learning that. And I got it up to like $1,500. And then one day I lost some more. And now it's like around 900,000 plus or minus. So it was just a frustrating couple of weeks because the coach was like, oh, you have to sell. I'm like, no, we're going to buy. And then we didn't. I sold and then it went up. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, that stuff is, or those kinds of opportunities, what you just described, man, it makes you really, because people play with bigger numbers there, right? They play with huge numbers. But man, trying to dragon and riding the dragon of the market and when to get in and out. It's an emotional ride because of, I think it's also, some people get really, it can be addicted if you have an addictive personality, because it's almost like, it's not gambling. There's a rush to that for a lot of folks. There's a rush feeling from the payoff of being able to make that money and timing it correctly, getting in and getting out. It can be a highly emotional experience, especially start adding some zeros to that.
Yeah. So I lost exactly $2.28 today on my trades. I was up, I was down, I was up, I was down, I was up. I'm like, nah, I got frustrated because this whole week listening and watching and trying to time it. And what I'm learning is that if you get emotional to it, you just got to like shut it down. And whether you're up $50 or $500 or $5,000. Again, I'm only starting with like $1,000. It's not like going to kill me. It's just one more thing that I'm learning to do.
Yeah, $1,000. That's cheap tuition for an experience like that.
When I was younger, we used to play poker. And I know my dad would teach me, and then I was like, oh, I'm okay with it. And then my mid to late 20s, we'd go to friends' houses and spend a couple hours, and I'd donate my $40 so I can learn how to play poker. And that's the way I looked at it. It was like he was teaching me how to do it. And then one of the last times I ever played poker, I won a tournament. It wasn't like the World Series of Poker, but it was a table tournament, friend's house. And that was 15 years ago.
Oh, man.
With my kids, my mom taught my kids how to play. She's a card shark, and my kids are card sharks now too.
Nice.
And here's the thing. It's not about gambling. It's about knowing the numbers and learning odds and learning how to calculate that in your head. And are you willing to risk that? And I'd rather them lose it here or win it here in my house or my mom's house versus.
Not only that, you can like talk through it, right? Unpack it. Like, this is why this happened.
And they know how to play all these different games. And my mom will not let anybody win. She's that competitive. She's 83 years old and still will go for your jugular. It's good. You wanted to talk about something else. It was maybe in the text. Patricio, did you pick up your next rocker?
I am a E8, so Master Sergeant, or I'm really a First Sergeant right now, but the grade is the same.
Nice. And that's Master Gunnery. No, you don't have Master Gunnery Sergeant.
Star Major.
Oh, so it goes back in? Because you can go...
It's three right now. It's 3 up and 3 down. And 3 down. I don't even know.
In the Marine Corps, you start off as gunny, and then you decide if you're going to go Master Sergeant. First Sergeant's with the company. Master Sergeant's like a master of whatever MOS. And then you go up the next level to Sergeant Major and Master Gunnery Sergeant.
Got it. So First Sergeant or Master Sergeant's 3 up and 2 on the bottom. Right there. I think we were talking about crypto.
I don't know anything about crypto.
I'm not trying to turn this to a big crypto conversation, but what's been interesting, one of the big takeaways over the last couple of years has been the change between the two administrations, between the Biden administration and the Trump administration, regarding how they approach and regulate the crypto industry, if you will. And it's been a 180, where the Biden administration and their appointees were pretty much anti-crypto.
Yep.
They were holding it back in a lot of ways, and that's